Hi everyone, we are Form 5 students from SMK Content Typing. Today we're going to present about income tax. Before that, let me introduce my group members. Hi, my name is Tanmitra.
Hi, my name is Leela.
Hi, I'm Chewy. Hi, I'm Tashna.
Hi, I'm Sharifa.
Content. First, chargeable income. Second, what is income tax? Third, who needs income tax? Fourth, what is monthly deduction? Fifth, joint or separate assessment. Sixth, tax rebate. And lastly, how Malaysia income tax calculate. Chargeable income. The formula for chargeable income is total annual income minus tax exemption minus tax relief.
Total annual income includes all forms of wages, salaries, bonuses, dividends, interest, rentals, royalties, premium, and so on. However, not all the income received from the employer is taxable. For example, petrol and transport allowance, employer subsidies, such as housing and car subsidies, medical benefits, alam bantuan sara hidup, KORA, and kerain. Tax exemption refers to all personal expenses in the form of gifts, donations, contribution to government or various organizations, for example, state libraries and healthcare organizations.
For tax relief refers to the items or expenses which are not taxed for the benefit of the individual or family members. For example, employees provident fund, which is EPF, medical treatment and education fees. Items of tax relief depend on the policy set by the government and may change from year to year.
What is income tax? To begin with, the tax imposed on income earned by a salaried individual or a company operating in Malaysia. Moreover, each salaried individual and profitable company is required to register as a taxpayer, assess annual income, and pay income annually. Additionally, report all income, tax reduction, tax relief, and tax rebate by submitting income tax return form ITRF either by phone or electronically via internet.
Who needs income tax? Any individual earning a minimum of 34,000 after EPF deduction must register a tax file. This translates to roughly 2,833 per month after EPF deductions, or about 3,000 net. It should be noted that this takes into account all your income and not only your salary from work. While you must file your tax, you may not necessarily have to pay anything due to tax relief and tax rebate.
For monthly deduction, monthly tax deduction, which is potongan cukai bulanan, is salary deduction of an employee for income tax payment of current year. The deduction amount is based on the table of monthly tax deduction or PCB computational calculation method provided by Inland Revenue Board (IRB), which is LHDN. Tax payable more than PCB. Tax minus PCB. Insufficient tax payment. Insufficient tax payment must be made to IRB, which is must be made to LHDN. Tax payable less than PCB. PCB minus tax equals to excess deduction. Excess deduction of PCB will be refunded by IRB to taxpayers' bank account. For an example, Mr. Lim's annual salary was 74,000 in 2020. He claimed the following tax reliefs: individual for 9,000 life insurance and EPF for 7,000, medical insurance for 1,335, and medical treatment expense for his mother for 1,250. He has also donated 1,000 to an approved welfare center. His salary was deducted monthly by 180 ringgit for monthly tax deduction, which is PCB. The question was given is calculate the income tax payable for that year. First of all, we need to we need to calculate the chargeable income, which is chargeable income equals to total income minus tax exemption minus tax relief. So Mr. Lim's chargeable income is 54,425, lies in the range of chargeable income as below. These are the tables that we can refer with your textbook. Tax on the first 50,000 equals to 1,800. Tax on the next balance equals to 619 ringgit 50 cent. Eligible rebate equals to 0. Rebate of 0 due to chargeable income less than 35,000. Income tax payable 1,800 plus 619 ringgit 50 cent minus 0. That is equals to 2,419 ringgit 50 cent. The second question is, does Mr. Lee need to pay any more income tax after the monthly deductions? Explain your answer. Total PCB deducted for Mr. Lim is 2,160 ringgit, which is less than tax payable. Tax payable less than PCB, thus there is insufficient tax payment. Insufficient tax payment equals to 2,419 ringgit 50 cent minus 2,160 ringgit. And the final answer is 2,509 ringgit 50 cent. Mr. Lim needed to pay 259 ringgit 50 cent to IRB, which is to LHDN, because the deducted PCB was insufficient for his income tax.
Joint assessment. The decision to file together must be made in writing by April 1 each year. The filing must be done in either the husband's or wife's name. Income from both parties is combined. Personal relief can only be claimed once, as both husband and wife are now legally regarded as a single individual. The best way to find out if you should file jointly or separately with your spouse is to prepare the tax return both ways. Double check your calculations and then look at the net refund or balance due from each method. If you use e-filing to file your tax returns, you will be able to see the tax due for each individual and compare it with the joint assessment. This way, you will be able to see which filing status gives you the biggest tax savings.
Next, separate assessment. Husband and wife will each file their own tax assessment. Husband and wife will each be entitled to their own personal relief and other reliefs. The tax filing spouse cannot claim spouse relief of 3,000 or the further relief of 3,500 if the non-filing spouse is disabled. Child relief, if applicable, can be only claimed by one parent. So let's see the calculation. Example question. Mr. Rajan and his wife receive annual salaries of 53,000 and 57,000 respectively in 2020. They each year donate 500 to government approved welfare organization in that year. The following are the tax relief to claim by Mr. Rajan and his wife. A. Calculate the total income tax of Mr. Rajan and his wife by using joint tax assessment and tax separate assessment.
The table below shows the calculation of income tax for Mr. Rajan and his wife using joint tax assessment and separate tax assessment. First and foremost, for joint tax assessment, we need to calculate the total income, which is 53,000 plus 57,000 equals to 111,000. Total exemption, which is his donation, have the minus with 1,000, tax relief minus individual minus 9,000, lifestyle limited to 2,500. So we need to minus only 2,500, and the life insurance was limited to 7,000 only. So we need to minus only 7,000. And the medical insurance they limited to 3,000. And of course, we need to minus with 3000 only and not maximum 3000. And the chargeable income is 87,500, base tax 4,600, and the tax on the next balance equals to 87,500 minus 70,000 equals to 17,500. 17,500 times 21% equals to 3,675, and the tax rebate was 0, and the income tax payable was 4,600 plus 3,675 minus 0, that is equals to 8,275, which is joint tax assessment. Husband and wife have to pay income tax payable, which is very high than separate tax assessment. For the separate tax assessment, which is husband and wife are separate, total income for husband is 53,000 and for wife is 57,000. Total exemption for husband is 500, which is 53,000 have to minus with 500 and 57,000 have to minus with 500. And the individual need to minus with 9,000, and the lifestyle we need to minus with 2,500 in both of husband and wife. The tax relief that is eligible to claim is 2,500 despite spending 2,700. Medical insurance was limited to 3,000, so have to minus only with 2,650 ringgit. That cannot be more than 3,000. And the chargeable income for husband is 32,520, and for wife is 36,430. The base tax for husband is 150, while wife is 600. Tax on the next balance is 375.60 ringgit, and for wife is 114 ringgit 40 cent. Tax rebate for husband is minus 400 because chargeable income is less than 35,000, while wife is 0. Income tax payable for husband is 150 plus 3,375 60 cent minus 400, then equals to 125 ringgit 60 cent. It is less than joint tax assessment, and while for wife is 714 ringgit 40 cent.
B. Between joint tax assessment and separate tax assessment, which is more suitable to be used by Mr. Rajan and his wife? Explain your answer.
B. Separate tax assessment is more suitable to be used because income tax payable is far lower, which is 840 ringgit as compared to 8,275 ringgit for joint tax assessment.
Lastly, how Malaysian income tax calculate? In Malaysia, individuals are taxed based on their taxable income, which is their total income minus eligible deduction and exemption.
Table individual income tax rates for assessment year of 2020.
So these are the table, you can refer to it. You can also see it in textbook. They mention it this table.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching and listening.